Is the road ahead a smooth ride or a turbulent journey for automotive giants Ford and Toyota? The industry, a realm of constant innovation, is now rattling with seismic shifts that threaten to reshape the future of these behemoths. Do you know a recent regulatory curveball has placed both Ford and Toyota at a crossroads, challenging their strategic moves and game-changing innovations? In a world where every gear change counts, the stakes are high. Join us as we navigate the twists and turns of the automotive landscape, where uncertainty looms large for these industry titans. These giant industry veterans, who are renowned for their innovative designs, cutting-edge technology, and legacies that span decades, are currently confronted with a difficult obstacle that has the potential to transform their strategy. A new regulation package has surfaced by NASCAR, which has put a shadow of doubt over these powerhouses in the automobile industry. As the dust settles, the question that continues to reverberate is, how will they manage the twisting turns that lie ahead? Let's watch it out, but if you haven't pressed that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Do it now. During the 2024 season, NASCAR has made available improved packages for both road courses and short track courses, and will continue to do so. In the past few weeks, these bundles have been made available to the public. In spite of the fact that the purpose is to improve racing at particular tracks, Ford and Toyota have been taken aback by this development. The two manufacturers made the news after submitting their new vehicle designs to NASCAR for approval, and NASCAR is the organization that provides the approval. When viewed from the point of view of the manufacturer, it's remarkable that this discovery comes as a surprise to them, despite the fact that they were involved in the process of determining whether or not to impose new regulations. Another consequence of this is that it has led to confusion among both parties. Since the year 2015, NASCAR has undertaken a smaller number of on-track trials than it did in the previous several years. When it comes to testing and developing the bodies, all of the manufacturers have access to the same tools. These techniques include computational fluid dynamics, or CFD, the wind tunnel, and other resources. It should come as no surprise that each and every one of them is a virtual one. Although Toyota Racing Development and Ford Performance want to introduce new generations of their respective Camry and Mustang racing cars in the Cup Series in 2024, each vehicle has only been exposed to a single restricted on-track test up until this point. This is despite the fact that both companies are expecting to introduce new generations of their race cars simultaneously. The majority of on-track testing in NASCAR has been significantly reduced since the year 2015, when it was established. As a consequence of this, the process of developing new vehicle models or changes has changed to take place almost entirely within the company, or more particularly, on screen. A pair of Toyota Camrys and Fords were given the opportunity to compete on actual track conditions for the very first time at an organizational test that was hosted by NASCAR in Phoenix in the month of December. The test turned out to be a productive one for both manufacturers. TRD President David Wilson looked quite pleased. He said, "We had two cars on track with our new body. I think we were fastest every session. We did a couple of little mock racing runs." Wilson said of Camry's performance at the test, "I think this is the best body that we've ever taken to the racetrack. Obviously, experience will prove that out." Ford Performance has experienced a much similar path with the design and debut of its updated Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Ford's NASCAR performance leader Richard Johns said, "Design submissions have changed quite a lot in recent years, especially in 2022, 23, and 24. One of the biggest things we gain in the sport is technology transfer between what we do in the production world and what we do in the race world. There's a lot of technology transfer, and especially on the aerodynamic side." The new regulation that NASCAR has implemented requires all circuits that are 1 mile in length or shorter to employ a simpler diffuser, with the exception of Bristol and Dover. The designs that Ford and Toyota have submitted, on the other hand, do not take into account this modification. David Wilson, the president of the TRD, expressed his continued caution, while yet expressing his optimism on the matter. He said, "With the rear diffuser, they've taken some downforce off the car. We think we're going to be okay. Cautiously optimistic. But I think we are the same as everybody else, holding our breath a little bit at the same time, to see what we see once we get to Phoenix for the race in March." Even Ford Performance team leader Richard Johns spoke on similar lines. He said, "Now, the OEMs and NASCAR are working together on rules packages and trying to improve racing and all that goes into it, including safety, much closer than we ever have before." The conversation proceeded with Johns expressing his amazement that NASCAR had introduced the package in such a manner. The actual package, on the other hand, was something that we had not anticipated. Up until the time when we arrived in Phoenix for the test, we were unaware of the destination of the item. We were unable to pursue that in the design since we did not have access to that information. We have the impression that we are in the best possible position with what we have, but when these packages are altered, we're required to adjust and develop. Both of the manufacturers are coming up with this unexpected development. It is hoped that this would not prevent them from approving their new design. In spite of the fact that the voyage that Ford and Toyota are about to go on will surely cause them to rethink their paths, there is the possibility that they will be able to innovate, remain resilient, and adapt to new circumstances. Given the current state of affairs, there's one thing that is abundantly clear. The automobile industry is undergoing a revolution, and the manner in which Ford and Toyota navigate this storm will determine the course of events for the future. Be ready as these industry titans completely reimagine their futures, viewing obstacles as possibilities and transforming uncertainty into a driving force behind innovation. The Ford and Toyota models both have a great deal of visible evidence that can be seen by the naked eye that they have undergone alterations. An upper grille slot that is connected to the redesigned sleek and broad headlamps is one of the new characteristics that can be found on the Toyota XSE. Additionally, the front fascia of the vehicle has been changed to sport a distinctive hammerhead design. In addition, C-shaped corner vents are located on the exterior of the wider lower grille region. Additionally, the hood has been updated with new character lines and hood duct outlets. The appearance of the quarter panels on the back fascia of the vehicle has also been updated. The new Mustang, on the other hand, has what Johns refers to as a more aggressive appearance. Enhanced distinguishing character lines may be found on both the front end and the side features. There's a sleek new snout on the front end of the 2024 Mustang, which is the most visible change. John stated about the performance of the automobile. Every single one of our metrics indicates that it is an improvement from the previous year and from 2022. When we finally go to the racetrack, we are looking forward to winning yet another title. The 2024 NASCAR season may witness a role reversal in terms of the strengths and weaknesses of both manufacturers, as a result of the distinct techniques that both manufacturers have taken to fully flip their conceptions around. Because both manufacturers have used distinct strategies in order to entirely transform their conceptions, the 2024 NASCAR season may witness a reversal of roles with regard to the advantages and disadvantages of these new automobiles. So, are Ford and Toyota on the brink of a thrilling comeback, or will the fog of uncertainty prove too thick? Buckle up, fellow enthusiasts, as these automotive titans navigate an unpredictable road ahead. The journey promises excitement, and the twists are just the beginning. Like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for the unfolding chapters of Ford and Toyota's epic trip into the uncharted territories of the automotive world.